Hey guys, I am DM Zone. This is Gamers Oasis. We're going to do another vlog. Okay, guys. So, as you know, that I've been kind of doing these vlog style videos for a while, and that uh, I've been struggling a little bit with trying to find um, the right type of content, the right amount of content, and that type of stuff. Um, in that there's a little bit of as a non-depositing player, there's a I can't run videos like everyone else does. I can't go and drop 50 ped on a hunt, and if I did drop 50 ped on a hunt and I continue to do the Bukin fights, that would be a problem because 50 ped on a Bukin hunt is like hours. So while I get more playtime, the creatures I hunt are generally lower, and they're usually in smaller hunts because that many hunts, even on times 3 speed, is like a 45-minute hunt, even after I've edited down. So I really have to chop up the video, which is not enjoyable for anyone. So I kind of decided that I want to go into this a little differently. The last couple videos I've done, and I like the way these videos look. I take 4 15 ped hunts and then I go ahead and break it out. And you can see how each hunt went every 3 or 4 minutes when I post the card. But you don't watch necessarily the same content over and over again. Now, if there's anything important, if there's anything that happens that's spectacular, then I go ahead and add that as a clip, or space the video out, or I show a still, or I talk about that specific thing. And I feel like that's the best way to go, because if I were to do 4 15 ped hunts, it becomes very drawn out. For example, if I take a 15 ped hunt and I just run it times 3 speed and cut out some of the little stuff that doesn't matter, like part of me teleporting, and if I stop to look up something real quick because I'm having problems with my graphics or whatever, like I did in this hunt, which you probably can't even tell, then it's a little bit of editing, a little bit of chopping up, and it's done. And the video doesn't look choppy. It just is at times 3 speed, which I think is a good speed for viewing these things. Now, if I were to do that and I had made 4 videos, then that would be, not only would that be a problem, but that would also be 4 videos of you watching me hunt Arkadia Hornets. And while that might be interesting for a percentage of you, I don't think that's going to be interesting for a lot of you. But you still want to see the results of me doing 4 hunts. And this isn't stopping at 4. Let me give you the scope of what I'm looking at with this. So I'm looking for stuff that kind of is a multiple of something. And the number I came up with was 40 of these hunts. 40 of these hunts allows me to get 600 ped, which is a nice round number of ped. Also, it's a large factor. A lot of people believe that when you spend 60 ped on a group of mobs, you kind of get the full breadth of what their general non-super rare loot is. But by doing that and then doing 10 of those hunts, I now really have a full breadth of what's going on, and it's a nice symmetrical round number. So the question is, how do I do this? I can't do 60 hunts, all at one time. That'd be insane. Or I can't do 40 hunts all at the same time. That would be insane. That would be way too much information. So I think the 4 is the proper amount. Now, whether it also gives me a chance to kind of rotate through the different creatures, and you'll see my levels go up as I go. So as I gain a few hunts, and I drop 60 ped on Hornets, and I drop 60 ped on Carbucks, and I drop 60 ped on with the Helix, and I dropped 60 ped on the dinosaurs. Ones to start with a C, like level 8, level 9, right at the edge of what I can hunt. and I do that, and I got like, let's say 5 of these creatures. That's technically 300 ped. So every time I come back to Hornets, it's 300 ped spent. That will give you a growth, so you can see every time I come back what that 300 ped really looks like, as far as during that 60 ped, where did I get better drops or less drops or more drops, or maybe it was just now of a character one, and we have to kind of look at it over the breath. And the question is really, should I be doing 4 of these hunts or really 10 of these hunts? And I've actually done a little testing on that. So I hunted 10 Menors, 15 peds each, to see if I like it that way, and then still break it up into 4 hunts per video. And then what I do is I do 10, and I do 10, and I do 10. So I drop 600 ped into Menoras, so that I could see that whole scale. But then what I lose is I lose the going back to the other ones and seeing them when I was lower skill. One second. Sorry, I just shot this video and I realized my sound was muted from back when I was doing painting videos 2 days ago. So I have to redo this whole video, unfortunately. So the basic thought is that I would go ahead and not do 10, but I would do 4 15 ped hunts, and then I would do 10 loops of this, which is going to take a while. I figure I'm going to do one of these every month. So about every 5-6 months, you'll see me come back to Hornets and do another 60 ped hunt. That means that unless things change dramatically, it might be a year or so before we get 600 ped done on the Arkadia Hornets. But, by the end of that, you'll have seen a lot of the growth. And let's be honest, 600 ped's a lot. And doing that over 5 different things is actually 3,000 ped, which really is a tremendous amount of ped run through a Bukin. I am doing some other testing, though. And I think this is kind of natural as I go. So I'm not going to try and do the 10 without this and then the 10 with this. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start adding some damage things and making my weapon a little more efficient and those type of things, which would naturally come as you would be progressing anyways. So this will be that curve I expect to see. And again, I don't drop money in this, so I really do need to have that curve so I can do that. Now let me go ahead and talk a little less about my actual individual hunts and the 1.5 to 2 year plan I have. Let me talk a little bit more about what my video schedule is going to be moving forward. This is several minutes into this video, so if you watch this far, I assume you're one of my loyal viewers. So thank you, I appreciate it. If you get value out of this, what I'm going to say next, go ahead and hit the like button. And let me know why down below, so I know A, who you are exactly, and B, what your guys' thoughts are. But my thought is this: I want to take week number 1, which has been in the past, it has been my vlog week. I do my vlog, which is this type of video, every first Saturday of the month. The second Saturday of the month, I'm going to do Where in Entropia, which is going to be the name of the video, and then it's going to have a colon, and then it's going to have a name of the place, and then of course you'll have hashtags and that type of stuff, so that if someone's searching for that specific place, they can find the video. And it's going to be sort of targeted search-based videos designed to help people understand an area in Arkadia, so that people can go and look for, what is Gamma on Arkadia Moon. Then they can go ahead and find that video and go ahead and enjoy knowing about Gamma in on the Arcadia Moon, or if they want to look up Arcadia Moon, they can go ahead and look up the different places on Arcadia Moon. And these videos should, because they have the hashtags, link to each other in the suggestion. That's what I believe will happen. So that's going to be week number 2. Week number 3 is going to be my 10-ped swant. It's actually 5 hunts run on times 3 plus editing, because even 2-ped swanting is way longer than anyone wants to watch. Believe me, it really is. It's a long time. But essentially, I'm going to have 5 of those. Again, I'm going to have the cards broke out like I do in my vlog, showing you what I got in each one. Then at the end, I'll show you the actual what it was, so you can kind of get a feel for what the total was, total profit, losses, that type of stuff. And we'll go from there. And that's week 3. And then week 4, eventually I want that to become my mining vlog, I guess you could say, or log, I don't want to say. I haven't. A couple things I thought of, like for terminology or wording on this, is like a mining directory or whatever. I don't know. Essentially, what I want to do is do a video on mining to talk about that aspect of it. But right now, it's completely not feasible. I have, if I put 10-ped into it, I get 5-ped back. That is partially due to random luck, of course. It has a lot to do with the fact that I'm using an F101. I am fully skilled now, which will help it some. I probably get like 6.5 ped versus 5 on average. But it's not perfect. It's not getting back close to what I put into it, which really means that doing it is a love of wanting to do mining, not necessarily for the profits of it. So I'm going to go ahead and build that skill up. I need to get to about 105. Good Lord, my voice. I really need to get to like an F105, and I need to get to using amps and that type of stuff, and then finding the specific locations that has the stuff I want. I'm hoping with this I'll be able to get a ton of sweet stuff, which will allow me to go into the pet section of the game. I know this is another loss for a while, but I feel like it's an represented market of what the game has. Partially because the game doesn't really support the pets like they were going to, but I don't think that's going to be necessarily the future, and I'm kind of betting on the fact that at some point in time they're going to go ahead and do more with pets. Pets are always a thing in games that people want. Whether they do the compat thing or not, I don't think matters in the end. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about the Hornets and this group of 4 hunts. So one of the things I didn't understand or know when I got into this, because the first time I hunted Hornets, is that certain animal hides go up and down and have waves of people being interested in them. And I think that has a lot to do with someone with a lot of money comes into a space and says, I want to raise up the perfect thing for me to raise up on right now, or I want to max this blueprint, is Arcadia Hornets, for example. So sometimes their hides go for 350% or 500%. And that was what was going on during this period of time. I didn't catch that this wasn't the norm, because I knew some of the higher level hides just would be worth more. What I didn't know is that normally the hides are like 150%, 140%, not 350, 500%. So if I would have known that, I could have sold and made, and say it's 500%. I had 3.5 ped. That could have been right at 15 ped probably take home, where I would have now at 150% probably got 5 ped. So that's the difference of 10 ped. So there's a lost opportunity, potentially lost opportunity cost of 10 ped. Now, I don't think in the end it's going to make a huge amount of difference. I'm not pressed on the 10 ped right at this moment. I have other things I've stockpiled ped into that I can sell to get that 10 ped back if I absolutely need it. My stuff is repaired. I'm not worried about that. Repaired to the level I want. Certain things like my scope and my Bukin, I'm never going to fully repair because that's 22 ped or something like that. And I have had 8 ped on that scope, and I've shot that scope for, I don't know, 240 ped-ish or so, maybe more. Well, certainly more. Let's just say it's 240, but it certainly is more because I did like 5 of these hunts right here, so that'd be at least 300. Anyway, let's just say it's 240. It went from like 8 to like 7.2, so 8 pec in like 300 ped. If I actually put 22 ped worth of repair on that, I'd be using that same scope for like the next, I don't know, 15,000 ped worth of hunt. I think that I'd be better off just letting it be, let that 8 ped run until it just completely goes out, and then make a decision if I want to repair it at that point in time. Because it's going to be a long time, even with the 7.2 ped I have left on there before I run out. And that I might upgrade my scope, and it might not even be worth repairing it because there might be a better scope out there for me. And I don't think you can have more than one scope on a rifle. So it does a good job for what it does right now. Anyways, so I digress. Talk about fruit. I got a little bit of fruit here. That's nice. Fruit is something that I've been selling. So that is Bombardo. Bombardo is a fruit that actually, at this moment in time, in real life, I have put up on the market, and I put 1,000 bundles, and I have got bids on the first 2 bundles. So if they sell out, if people pay the buyout, that's 3 ped. If they just pay that, I'm going to get 4 ped. So I've been getting more and more of this. This is stuff I'm using to build towards mining. And essentially with this towards mining, I will be able to raise my mining skill, have occasional mining hunts, and do that. So this the entire game plan is I get residue from hunting menorahs, and I get, when I swamp them, when I hunt them, when I do my normal hunts, I get this residue. Residue is a crafting thing that I don't necessarily do. You can sell it potentially to a player. I just TT it. But if I were to get 25 ped worth of this residue, it's not taken away from any of my hunts. It's not taken away from any of my things. As long as I have this, then I should be good. I can also set it aside to then go, okay, now I can do a 25 ped mining hunt or mining. Then I can take that mining, put it back into what I'm doing, repairs, upgrades, these type of things. And I don't feel like I've lost money because it was money that I didn't stop from my hunts. It didn't prevent me from doing the other things I'm trying to do. It was sort of extra. And it's not taken away from my crafting and this type of thing. So that's kind of how I do that. Every time I get 25 ped worth of this residue, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to then get a mining. And that's how I'm going to move forward with the mining. I am going to be switching locations at some point in time and doing like a burst. And I'll be going back to the moon because that's my bread roll is. So I want to go like next island and do like a big tour there. And when I do that, I'll be doing Entropia on next island. And I want to do Cyrene, and I want to do Toulon, and I want to do Calypso, of course. But I think a lot of people do the big one, Calypso. So I think these other ones might be better for me to do because it's a little bit less known. Anyways, let me get into this hunt, wrap things up. So as you can see here, I made right at 20 ped on this hunt. It's a really good amount of money. It's more than what I made on the other ones. I made another one where I made slight profit. I had one that was about even, a little less, and then I had one I took it in the pants. So overall, I would say in the 60 ped, I broke about even, which is remarkable actually, to gain the skills, to gain all these things, and then to break even almost. And I still get all these things eventually someday I can sell, is really good. And that's kind of what I'm hoping happens moving forward with these things as I get more and more skill. Anyways, guys, a lot left in the table to talk about. If you have any questions, if you have opinions on things, please let me know in the comments below. I am answering 100% of your questions. I try and do it within a few hours, if not the same day. And if you got any value from this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate it, and you guys keep her in that pen.